It's almost heaven. West Virginia. And over here,
the Blue Ridge Mountains and the Shenandoah River.
Life is old there. Older than the trees.
But younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze.
Hello there. The country roads have taken me home to Harper's Ferry, West Virginia.
Where the Potomac and Shenandoah rivers converge. Off to the left there is Maryland. Over to the right we see old classic Virginia, and we're standing
is just at the tip of old Mountain Mama herself, West Virginia.
Which separated from old classic Virginia during the Civil War and because of the Civil War.
The Civil War that some people say started in this very building right over there across the street. This is the infamous John Brown's Fort, which was once the firehouse for the United States Armory that used to be located across the street and got replaced with railroad tracks and whatnot.
Rather than letting it get torn down with the rest of the armory, though, this building was moved several times and preserved here.
Because this is the very building John Brown holed up inside of during his raid on Harper's Ferry when he was trying to start a big slave revolt that absolutely infuriated the South, further increased tensions, and some say led directly to the outbreak of the Civil War.
You see, John Brown was a very militant abolitionist. He was against slavery and wanted to see it come to an end.
He thought if he and his men could come down here to the federal arsenal, steal a bunch of weapons, and arm the slaves, that they would rise up and end slavery forever. Instead, he got trapped in the firehouse with his men. Federal troops were called in, commanded by none other than Robert E. Lee, who was still, part of the United States at that time. And old John Brown was captured and later executed. Now, old John Brown was also famous for, just before his death, handing his jailer a note that contained what some say was a prophecy of the Civil War. He said,
I, John Brown, am now quite certain that the crimes of this guilty land will never be purged away, but with blood.
Pretty spooky stuff. And in the Civil War, the Union really remembered that. There was a very popular song called John Brown's Body. John Brown's body lies a mouldering in the grave. So he became a symbol for the fight against the South, against the Confederacy, and against slavery. I haven't been to Harper's Ferry since 1997.
That was, of course, on an 8th grade field trip, and we didn't have a lot of context for why we were exactly here.
I think I was more concerned with holding hands and making out with this girl named Tanya. Ugh.
And in all the years since then, whenever I've read about John Brown or the Civil War, I always wish I'd paid more attention when I was here.
I sort of always vaguely remembered there being old-timey businesses with old-timey stuff inside. What I don't think I realized in the 8th grade
is that they're set up by the National Park Service sort of as little museums to give you an idea of what Harper's Ferry was like back then.
I think as I was walking around distracted by my friends and Tanya, that I was thinking for some reason that they sold this old-timey stuff. I know, it's dumb. It was a dumb impression. Now, this isn't the main focus of my day today, but since I happened to be passing through, and like I said, I always wish I had a clearer picture of the place in my mind, I wanted to pop in for at least a little bit and sort of refresh my memory. Oh, that 19th century air conditioning feels really good. I need to get me some old-timey hats like those. Man, this town is actually super gorgeous, dude, and its history
dates all the way back to the 1700s when there actually was a ferry run by a guy named Harper here. In the lead up to the Civil War, it became a manufacturing hub.
During the Civil War itself, this place went back and forth between the sides. I think it was the most northerly spot controlled by the Confederacy. Could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure. My main memory of this place, other than my friends and stuff, is primarily that I bought a mouth harp here, which I played with for basically the rest of that trip. And another friend bought a slide whistle here, and I've been looking for a slide whistle for months, trying to find one in the wild.
I mean, I probably would have stopped here anyways, but I'm not gonna lie to you, the hunt for the slide whistle probably pushed me over the edge.
Okay, no slide whistles, but I managed to get this. The same thing I had in the 8th grade. Ask me how I annoyed everybody on the bus. Oh my gosh, it's John Brown's Wax Museum. I really don't have a lot of time, but how can I resist?
Especially when it's about to pour down rain any second now. Might as well make at least a quick visit.
Oh my gosh, it starts with young John Brown learning about slavery, finding out how wrong it was, and then you have to go upstairs for the rest. Oh, this place is spooky, like a haunted house. And it's even scarier since it's full of mannequins. Here's the Underground Railroad. Ooh, and the massacre in Kansas.
John Brown's violent anti-slavery actions did not start with his raid on Harper's Ferry. 3 years before the Harper's Ferry raid, John Brown led a group of men in Kansas who unmercifully and cold-bloodedly murdered 3 slavery sympathizers.
Dang, John Brown didn't mess around. Just for a little reference, I believe this John Brown Wax Museum dates all the way back to 1963 and was created by a guy named Dixie Killam. Old Dixie. He did a heck of a job, all right. Dude, this place feels so spooky and so unbelievably haunted and hokey and fun. It's awesome to literally get a glimpse. No, not a glimpse. Walk straight into a 1963 roadside attraction. Even the wallpaper and the linoleum haven't changed. Ah, there they are inside the firehouse. John Brown and his men getting captured. The raid came to nothing. Or did it? Because like I said, it infuriated the South and definitely contributed to the start of the Civil War. So spooky and quiet. Oh, there's John Brown on trial from his cot there because he was injured, of course. Some very scary looking judges. Oh, there's his last goodbye with his wife. Of course, he was condemned to die. And that means, warning, I don't know what you're about to see here. Okay, good, it's not too violent. We have John Brown's execution. Dude, some of the statues in here, or wax figures, are pure nightmare fuel. I mean, this is awesome and I like it. It's very creative. They took this old creepy house and turned it into a wax museum. Look at the way they opened up the basement for this. Being 100% totally alone in this building right now is a little bit freaky, especially with these guys looking at me. All right, I feel like I'm gonna get possessed if I stay in here any longer, so it's time to exit. What kind of exit is this? Oh man, it's still raining. Bugger. Oh, and of course there's no way back in. Oh, what a fun one. Just me and the rain, ooh, and no hood or jacket and a camera. Ah, this always happens. This is why y'all gotta always carry an umbrella with you. All right, well, I suppose it's all for the best. Even the rain, or I'd be tempted to stay here all day.
We can't do that. We've got to keep rolling down the road because we've got more to see in old Virginia. All right, well, we've made our way into old Virginia now. Look at this cute little scene over here off the main highway. I've mostly dried off now. Of course, the windows still don't roll down in the van, so I cranked the air conditioner. I was feeling a little cold, so I thought I'd just stretch my arms and legs for a little second in the old South and then get back on the highway. Feels nice to be in old Virginia.
And I know what you're thinking. Don't you need to be going west to get home? Yes, you're correct.
But there's a couple of sweet things in old Virginia that weren't too far away that I really want to see. So I decided to make a little detour for a day or two because who can resist taking a look at Dinosaur Land? Coincidentally, the same year John Brown's Wax Museum opened in Harper's Ferry, a guy named Joseph Geraci, or Geraci, opened a little shop at this busy intersection called Rebel Corner, but apparently just a few years later on a road trip saw some dinosaurs on the side of the road in Tennessee, figured out who made them, and decided, forget Rebel Corner, I want to start my own Dinosaur Land. And ever since 1967, which seems suitably prehistoric to us today in the 21st century, this place has been operating non-stop, bringing prehistoric fun to the whole family. Holy cow, dude. No, holy shark. I am super freaking excited about this one. I feel like we're getting too many spoilers here. Nobody look at anything until we enter Dinosaur Land through the giant dinosaur head entrance. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I have wanted to visit this place for literally years. And finally, we've made it. Ooh, look at these spooky trees. Allie and I were just talking about how we wanted to build some spooky trees in our backyard. I don't know how we do it. Apparently these are made of fiberglass. Oh, this is already my favorite thing ever. Man, what do they got in here? King Kong? We went from the Civil War to the inside of spooky trees, and I don't hate it. Now we're gonna see some modern dinosaurs in here. But let's not forget, the originals were built back in the 60s by a guy, I believe, whose name was Jim Sidwell, maybe? Something like that. And would you look at the size of his megalodon? That's one gargantuan fish. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Oh, mega mackerel. You can get inside. Oh, holy moly, you can see just how homemade looking
this is inside. Oh, we can stick our heads out the mouth. Ah, help, I'm being eaten by a shark. Fish are friends, not food. Oh, weird, dude. Oh, look, he must have swallowed some other prehistoric animals, because here they are inside. I wonder where that used to lead. Oh, dude, this is already one of the best days ever. Look at this, Dinosaur Land. I love that the logo looks like the Disneyland logo. That is incredible. No shame in their game right there, and I love it. And look at the size of that octopus right there. He's going for the megalodon. It's a kraken, by golly. Look at these things. They are amazing. Holy cow. There's nothing quite like homemade or, folk art style dinosaurs, mountains, and waterfalls. Look at that, all made with fiberglass and imagination. Woodcut letters, hand-painted signs. I love this. I particularly love how the giant octopus is sitting astride an old cactus there. Wow, a desert octopus. That's very rare. Ooh, low bridge. I am already in love with the creativity here. There's already so many things to climb in and through, like this pterodon here, who is next to, you guessed it, another giant cactus. Yes, we had a lot of cactus around back in the prehistoric days. We were always bumping into them, getting needles in our rumps. Sounds like a good time. All right, we're going underneath here. Underneath the pterodon. Right on through under the derriere. And now behold, the old woolly mammoth. I believe this was one of the first things at the park. I think I remember hearing a story about how the woolly mammoth trunk there was either stolen or went missing and got shipped to the wrong person's address when it was supposed to come here, and it eventually came around here. They're like, I got something you might want. And I believe originally in the 1960s, and you can see some evidence of it now, the trunk wiggled back and forth, and so did the ears. But of course, like most animatronic things in all weather climates with snow and ice and, whoa, look at the size of that rump. Rain and wind and thunder and lightning, it was hard to keep it in good repair, and so they eventually opted to keep it still all in one place. Look at this guy. I love his eyes, dude. That is beautiful. It's cool that in our more modern, more recent times, they have more and more realistic dinosaurs. There's just something about modern giant stuff that looks a little too clean, a little too perfect for me. I really like the stuff that was made in the era where somebody had to sit there in their garage or their backyard and go, how am I going to make a protoceratops? Let me just bust out my National Geographic and take a stab at it, look at all of these dinosaurs. See, here's a more modern one here. Actually, this is pretty good. This looks like it didn't come from a warehouse or something. This looks handmade, which I really like. But what I like a lot more than that dinosaur is this Golemosaurus up here. Look at him. Smeagol, why does it cry, Smeagol? Yes, precious, where's the precious? Look at these funky dinos, man. The colors, the shapes, the little pools of water on their heads. Who couldn't love a Stegosaurus like this? I always love dinosaur parks because I always end up seeing some dinosaurs I've never heard of before. Like this one, the Moose Chops, apparently. Sometimes I wonder if they just make them up, They definitely need the variety. Because even though seeing your classic Jurassic Park Velociraptor, T-Rex, Pterodactyl is cool, it's a lot more fun when they mix it up. Oh my gosh, there he is, the king of the dinosaurs, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Ooh, and the 1967 model came in 2 different sizes, the deluxe size and the economy size. I love this guy's snaky little face. I love how original it is. I've seen some T-Rexes in my time, but I've never seen one that looks like that. And Dinosaur Land has not one, not two, but several T-Rexes. Just look at the size of this selection. And look, lots of fun, violence, and bloodshed and gore for the kiddos. Oh, ooh, he's gonna need a big Band-Aid for that. These are so awesome because they're all made out of fiberglass. So they're all hollow. I'm used to seeing giant dinosaurs made out of concrete, like the Pee-wee dinosaurs or some of the ones at Dinosaur World. But the thing is concrete cracks, and it can be very difficult to patch up if the rebar or the metal inside the concrete starts to rust or anything. So having these fiberglass ones is genius because you could just patch them up, keep adding another layer over the years. Oh, look at this. We've got Titanosaurus versus Tyrannosaurus in another epic and another bloody battle. Look at the wound on that neck. Oh, he's not gonna survive. Ooh, 'tis but a flesh wound. I love that it's entitled Epic battle. Oh yes, it is an epic battle indeed. That is 4 Tyrannosaurus Rexes within 40 feet of each other. I love it. Ooh, and we get to walk underneath again. Like I said, interactive. Honey, come see. Look at all the blood. Oh, whoa, look at this. We've got an Apatosaurus down and he's hit his head. Oh, Megalosaurus, what have you done?
I didn't do anything. He fell. He bumped his head. Got a concussion.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a bad concussion like mine. He's going to get his memories all mixed up and start stuttering. Hey, wait a minute. What's that all over your mouth?
Oh, it's jam. A red jam.
Red jam? I didn't think dinosaurs ate red jam.
Oh, yeah, we love it. All dinosaurs love red jam. That's what you see all over the park.
Oh, thank goodness. It's not blood after all, kids. It's just red jam. Ooh, look at this Pachycephalosaur here, I think it's called, sinking in to quicksand. I believe they're known as the bone-headed dinosaur or something like that. They had a very small brain. Reminds me of some of the people I used to play in bands with. Hey-oh!
Oh, man, hey.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the story of the Brachiosaurus that the Brontosaurus and Brachiosaur were the same dinosaur, and when they figured that out, they had to pick one of the names, so they picked Brachiosaur? I mean, if we could only have one. I wish we still had Brontosaurus, you know? Brontosaurus sounds so cool. Sounds like a new Ford van. The Ford Brontosaurus, you know. Brachiosaurus sounds like, well, Brachiosaur here. Watch out, coming through the forest. You know me, I gotta get my leaf eating on. Whoa, look at this guy. Styracosaurus. That's pretty cool sound. It sounds like a metal band.
We are Styracosaurus, right?
He was probably always getting sick, dude. Look how close his face is to the ground. Germs down there, buddy. Watch out. Dude, I love roadside attractions that have like a patina on them. Look at all the layers of fiberglass and paint and texture that's cracked off and moss and all that stuff. Ooh, and the giant ants. I think those are just CGI though. This place has not disappointed me in any ways. Oh boy. Shut your eyes if you like pterodons, kids, because this one is covered in red jam. And that Gigantosaurus up there is trying to get all the red jam off of him. Oh, the humanity. Don't struggle, just let him get the jam off. You don't want to be sticky. Oh, being sticky is horrible. I love the creative ways some of these places find to make you feel like you're in prehistoric times. This one has got cactuses, which I'm sure must look very exotic if you grew up in Virginia in the 60s. There aren't a lot of cactuses in Virginia, from what I understand. But another thing they've done here is whenever they had to cut down a tree, they just leave it sticking up bare of leaves, just to look sort of prehistoric and exotic, and it actually works. Something about it just fits. It's like a dinosaur bit the top off and ate it or something. Ooh, look at this. We got 2 Gulletosaurus. This place isn't huge. It's gotta be what? I don't know, 10 acres or less maybe? I could be completely wrong about that, by the way. I'm not a land surveyor. But what it lacks in area, it more than makes up for in terms of size and quantity of dinosaurs. Look at this one with the big hands, the big drooping hands. Gorillasaurus. Oh, no. Yaleosaurus. Ah, yes, of course, the mascot for Yale. Ah, deep within the prehistoric forest of cacti, we've got this guy. Just look at his funky little face. I love these dinosaurs. And look, there's a Tylosaurus. That's what it's called, Tylosaurus. Reminds me of my friend Tyler. Same shifty eyes and fakeness and spoopiness, you know? Pretty good. Now, they've got a gift shop here, which you have to enter through and exit through, I believe, and it's full of all kinds of toy dinosaurs, but they're all the ones that you would kind of expect. What I think some of these parks should do, particularly the ones that have the more customized dinosaurs, you know, and can't see them anywhere else, I think they should 3D scan them, you know, and then have small versions of them for sale in the gift shop. Because you could buy Jurassic Park-looking plastic dinosaurs anywhere, you know, but you can't get a Psittacosaurus that looks like this. It's just any old Walmart. Look at that. That looks like a bad guy from He-Man or something. I think Peter Jackson might have based the cave trolls off this guy.
Oh, man, my back is killing me.
What's the matter, my crusty little dinosaur friend?
I've been standing out here for 50 years and my back's... Do you have any Tylenol?
Oh, I'm sorry, my dude. I don't have any Tylenol, but what I do have are some Randomland stickers. You want one?
I don't want any stickers.
Fine then. Ooh, look at this. We got Polacanthus over here. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Hanging out with Tyler, the Tylosaurus over there. And I can see now we're in the home stretch. I can see the end zone just down there leading towards the gift shop, but we have a few more dinos to go. Here's Allosaurus over here. When I was a kid, you know, we used to argue about which dinosaur was best, and I think I had read somewhere, National Geographic, somewhere like that, about how Allosaurus was the best dinosaur, even better than T-Rex. I don't know why, I just always thought it sounded cool, you know, Allosaurus, and hey, wait, now I'm dating Allie. Coincidence? Maybe not. Oh, and in front of the Allosaurus, look at this. The Jafarosaurus. He's not just a genie, he's a genie and a giant cobra thing. So he's a genie plus. Oh, wait a minute. This sign says King Cobra. Snakes were plentiful during the prehistoric period. Very little evolution has taken place in this species. The adult is more than 14 feet long. But don't king cobras still exist? I think they are this long, but not this tall. None of that matters in Dinosaur Land, though, because you can use your brain, your facts, and your imagination. Coochie, coochie, ooh, ow. Now, I want to tell you about this one, the Parasaurolophorus, the Parasopolis, the Parasacopolis. But I can't tell you about this. It's too boring.
Oh, everyone says that.
Oh, look at this. I've always heard Virginia was a very religious place. And clearly that is true. Because even the mantises are praying. Oh, would you look at the size of that giant insect? That thing really bugs me.
One more joke like that and we're gonna ban you from Virginia.
Sorry. Oh no, what happened to the Struthiomimus? I dropped my eggs. Oh, I can't believe I done dropped them right on the ground. I dropped my eggs. That's terrible. But what's even worse is that this freaking Mylodon is just laughing about it and sticking his tongue out. Aw, how rude. Darn rude Mylodons. All right, there's a couple more at the end leading up to the gift shop. We got the rapping dinosaur, the grumpy-faced dinosaur. Oh, I see why he's grumpy. He used to be a brontosaurus, and now he's a brachiosaur. And the Mr. Huggy Hugs a Lot dinosaur right before you exit. But don't worry, friends. We're not ready to exit yet because there is still a major beast left to see that we haven't taken a look at yet. You might remember when we walked in here, I said, what do they got in there? King Kong? Well, my friends, yes, they do have King Kong. And he is phenomenal, the Lord of the Beasts, King of Skull Island. Look at the size of that ape. Oh, and look at the little tiny plane he's holding in his hand. This might be the greatest piece of art I have ever seen, and I've seen the Mona Lisa in person. This literally blows Venus de Milo out of the water, and this guy's got both his arms. Oh my gosh, and you can even go up this catwalk and sit in his hand for a fun pic. Oh, not gonna lie, this is a little bit terrifying and kind of muddy, but fun pic. What a fun one. Oh, I just love coming to places where you can scream, you know? Scream your head off. No one's there to hear you but the dinosaurs, and they're extinct anyways. Not gonna lie, it felt a little scary sitting in this hand. I was like, is this hand also hollow? Am I gonna fall down? But the girl in the gift shop said, yeah, you can sit in his hand, no problem. That's the one thing you're really allowed to sit on, you know? So Potsy would have loved Dinosaur Land. Dude, that's not just a big gorilla. That's a pretty dead-on King Kong, like the original, what, 1933 King Kong? Which is the best. Yes, sir, the old black and white 1933 King Kong still makes me laugh, still makes me choke up a little. I know a lot of people can't stand watching old black and white movies, but give King Kong a try. It is worth your time. All right, now it's time to hug the Huggysaurus over here. And that's all there is to see at Dinosaur Land for now, because they've been adding to this place since 1967 and they keep on adding to it. From what I understand, some of the original owners' daughters still run this place, so it's still in the family. That is incredible. Oh, before I leave, there are also a lot of concrete frogs around. Just thought you should know. The gift shop has a lot of stuff that you'd expect and a lot of stuff that you wouldn't expect. There's a lot of glass fairies in there, for example, but they do have awesome t-shirts, including magic t-shirts, and I didn't see them till it was too late, Dinosaur Land cookies. I am not gonna lie to you, that is the most fun I've had in a land, other than Random Land, in a long time. No reservations, you know, no Dino Plus, no rude people, just wonderful dinosaurs, friendly faces, and it was only $8, which, believe me, it was worth every penny. Long live Dinosaur Land. All right, it's crazy that those evolved into you, man. Those are your grandparents, kinda. Yeah, I do actually kind of see the family resemblance. That's true, Julio, but there is one major difference. These guys are not nearly as scary as you are. All right, gang, it's time to saddle up. I've got to get to the eastern side of Virginia tonight alongside the Potomac to get to the hotel to sleep well. I'm really hoping the weather stays this quote-unquote nice, because there's something awesome I want to see tomorrow if we can pull it off. The home of a loner, Dottie. A rebel. The OG rebel. And no, I'm not talking about a Confederate. You'll just have to find out next time. For now, check out the Instagram, check out the Patreon, check out all the things in the link below. Make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube has a funny way of unsubscribing people, weirdly. Do all that, and you'll have done your duty.
You can go home and
Sleep well.